Howdy, I'm John Richmond, and I'm the inventor and the manufacturer of the Sluice Goose Industries Goldrop, gold and ore separating processor. Recently, the Goldrop participated in a test program sponsored by Mercury Free Mining and financed by a grant from the Gemological Institute of America, $50,000, to find technologies that will eliminate the use of mercury for recovering gold, for clean gold sources, for the jewelry industry, without harming the miners who are mining the gold. So this is a demonstration of the Goldrop's ability to recover more gold than mercury, as was found in the report, and also produce a smelt-able concentrate, none of the other devices could, and remediate mercury from contaminated tailings and concentrates. So this is a demonstration of Goldrop's ability to do just that. This is the Goldrop. It operates on a 12-volt bilge pump. And down here in the pump bucket, it's 1,100 gallons per hour, 36 watts, 12 volt. Normally I run this with a car battery or motorcycle battery and a 100-watt solar panel. It keeps the battery totally charged all the time. So the pump pumps the water up to this manifold here, which distributes the water to the different valves on the Goldrop. Starting at the top, we have this feed water here, controlling the flow of the dirt down into the down through the funnel, down the feed tube into the trap. Then we have the mixing valves on the side here. This is the one that fits in the lower, that actually creates a disturbance in the trap. There's another one on the side here, or here too, that operates. And then the last valve we have is the elutriation valve. This is the drop water valve. This valve here controls the vertical flow of water into the trap, supporting the less dense dirt in the trap, while the more dense gold drops down through and into the jar. So this valve here is attached to this meter, which then tells you the setting you want to set the drop water at. And this controls the flow of the vertical water flow, supporting the dirt in the trap, allowing the gold to drop out. So, as you add dirt into the funnel, it washes down this feed pipe here, and then it dumps out into the trap right there, and then fills the trap with the dirt. The continuous water flows from the mixing valves and the vertical flow from the drop water and the funnel then keep the material agitated and flowing vertically, goosing the dirt up and out the tailings and into the tailings bucket. Therefore, we have this loose goose. So, the water then drains through this tailings bucket into this outer bucket here, and then drains back into the pump bucket, which completes the cycle of the circulation of the Goldrop to operate. For the purpose of this demonstration, I have flour gold minus 200 mesh to process through the Goldrop to recover and I have a total of 7 grams to begin with that I'll run through the Goldrop and see how much of that I recover. We'll now take this gold and we'll sprinkle it in the pan here. So I give you an idea of the size and distribution. And so anyway, we'll add the sand to it now. Now this black sand is from Cape Disappointment. I ran it through a 100 mesh screen. You can see it loaded with magnetite. So now we'll just go ahead and dump this on there, and we'll go ahead and fill the rest of it up in there. Got 15 pounds of this minus 100 mesh magnetite sand from Cape Disappointment. I'd say that's probably plenty buried, no doubt about it. So let me just go ahead and finish getting the rest of this in there. Clean enough. Now we will process that material through the Goldrop and extract that flour gold. To begin processing, I set the drop water at 0.4 gallons per minute, and then we'll go ahead and put in a little bit of this black sand to make our adjustments. So just a little bit of it going in. That looks pretty good. So what we'll do now is we'll reduce the vertical flow. Okay, coming down to 0.25. Actually, I'm going to release the, you can actually see some of the gold dropping out. I'm going to bring the black sand down to right above where the water inlet is, and that'll be the least amount of flow to support the black sand. You can already see the gold dropping out. So there we have the black sand right at the inlet and being propelled back up while the gold is dropping out, and that comes to just over 0.1 gallons per minute of vertical flow. So let's just maybe just increase it just a little bit, just to okay, we'll do it right there. That way we'll be able to watch the gold drop out. Okay, now I'm gonna wash it in basically about a scoop at a time, and let it just kind of work its way. Okay, so and I gotta increase the mixing valve. The lower mixing valve, I set it halfway open. And now I've got a pretty good disturbance in the trap. The sand is moving around. The gold can work its way down. And into the jar. Okay, well, we'll continue feeding it. Gold is dropping out pretty readily. Adding another scoop. You can actually see it accumulating in the jar too. Adding another scoop. Well, the gold is just raining right out of there. That's the Goldrop Gold Storm. Okay, so now I'm just going to wash the rest of it in. It doesn't really scoop anymore. Okay, the pan is empty. I'll wash out the funnel. So we'll let that percolate for a while until all the gold is finished dropping out, and then we'll see what we got. Well, you can see basically the gold is all dumped out. The trap has very little material in it. Most of it is kind of floated up and gone away. You can kind of see the feed tube inside. And this is all the lighter material that cannot escape because it's still too dense. There's not enough water flow to cause it to leave. So anyway, we'll go ahead and now we'll dump the jar and see what gold we got in the jar. In order to dump the jar, the procedure is to increase the flow in the drop tube here to suspend the material in the trap, prevent it from coming down on the valve as you close the gate valve. And so that's about 0.4, 0.5 gallons per minute. We'll keep it all suspended inside so you won't be contaminating the gate valve. So now you'll go ahead and just close the valve and then unscrew the jar. And then dump the gold. So I'll show you. There's the gold that was in the jar, along with this other black dirty debris. But I'm going to show you how we'll use the Goldrop to clean this gold immaculately clean by running it back through. So for now, we'll go ahead and drain the trap and then open up the valves to flush out any of the black sand that might get in it. And then that way we have then this material to go through to extract what gold escaped into the black material. So right now we'll go ahead and set up and run this gold right back through. Let me go ahead and close off and put another valve jar on here. Kind of clean things up a little bit. Let the jar fill up with water. Get all the air out. Okie doke. Okay, so now I'll set the drop water down to, okay, close off all the mixing valves and then set the drop water to about 0.4. And then we'll go ahead and wash in this gold to separate out the black matter that still exists there. So now I'll go ahead and wash the gold right back through the Goldrop in order to separate that black sand. Okay, so now I'll wash out the funnel. Oh yeah, doing a good job of cleaning. So now I'll reduce the water flow. 0.4, this is now 0.3, coming down to 0.2. Now you can see some of the black sand is starting to come down. Okay, so let's drop it some more to drop some more of the gold. Okay, that's 0.15 gallons per minute there. That's looking pretty good. So we'll let that percolate for a little bit to let all the gold drop out of that. Well, there's still a little tiny bit of gold bouncing around in there, but basically we've got our clean gold, so I'm going to go ahead and commit this to tailings and then see how clean the gold got. So now we'll close the gate valve and remove the jar and see how clean our gold got. Well, that's pretty clean gold, that's for darn sure. So there it is. So now we'll go ahead and dry this up and weigh it and see how much of my 7 grams I got back. There's the gold. We're going to dry it out and weigh it up and see what we got. The gold is now dry, so we'll find out how much of that 7 grams did the gold drop recover. .9 grams. That is incredible. Truly incredible. So there it is. 6.9 out of 7 grams recovered in the jar and cleaned, ready for market without any handwork. So now we'll find out what was in the material in the trap. Now we'll see what gold exists and what other pay might be exists here. So we'll use the gold claw pan to pan off the overburden here. Very gently just kind of dump off the overburden over the big riffles in the back. That's probably good enough. Now we'll go ahead and dump the black sand back into the pan from the big riffles in the backside. Shake it up, get the gold at the bottom, and then very gently, well submerged, just kind of pour off the black sand there. I'll probably get to this stage here and then I'm going to remove the magnetite with this, spin it off. Spread it out here. Oh yeah, there was a lot of magnetite in there that really revealed a lot of gold. Whoa. So, and some gold ore too. So we'll clean this up and weigh it up and see what we got. The material in the trap is now dry, so we'll see how much it weighs. .5 grams. Well, there's my 0.1 gram and then some. That's pretty incredible. Let me spread it out and I'll show you what we got. Here's the gold that was recovered in the jar and now clean and ready for market. That was 6.9 grams recovered out of the 7 grams added. This is the gold that was still in the trap that weighed 0.5 grams. So I more than recovered the 7 grams that I added, and obviously I recovered some of the gold and some of that brown gold ore from the Cape Disappointment sand. The brown ore on the right is high grade. Last time I had it assayed at 270 ounces of gold per ton. Of course, that on the left there, that's gold. So there you go. Black sand beach mining. Hard rock. I mean, this is, it doesn't matter. It's alluvial. It just doesn't matter. The Goldrop is going to separate it out of your dirt. So, hey. And if you're interested in purchasing one, www.sluicegoosindustries.com. Thanks for watching, and thanks for being interested.